All right, we're back. Should make auto mail for Hermes. I see. Are you still around, homeless one? Woohoo. Great. Anyway, the other thing that we have in this area is our Gaia Guardian Arena. Ooh. So, yep, that's where we fight the Gaia Guardian. I do have a couple of things underneath of it that we haven't fought the Gaia in a while, but we've got like the Giulia and the one that poisons, the Hyacidus, and the Medumone, which slows mobs down. We never did get to using the Blood Soul Core. It might be fun to set up, but I don't even have mana automated down here, so yeah, we haven't needed to fight the Gaia in quite a while. And I have all the relics, so I don't need to fight Gaia 2 again. Yeah. So the rest of this is this wing, and this wing is my crafting wing. This has just about everything that requires crafty crates. Just about. This is also where I've got my quarry, my automated, auto mining here with orchids. And the Rosa Arcana here collects the XP that drops from the ores that drop XP. And I think I have this on a relatively slow timer because I'm not using resources as quickly as they could be generated. This wing has the Alchemy Catalyst crafting and a Conjuration Catalyst crafting, so that's what's on this wall. And then this one are the smaller crafting mechanisms like sugarcane to sugar and string to wool. This was before we had a sheep farm. That sort of thing. We've got fermented spider eyes and redstone root. There's our bread and pumpkin pie that we're using for the Gormarillas. We've got snow blocks and cooked potatoes and cooked steak. And then this is our Cobbleworks. So we've got our Cobble Gen, which I still haven't pushed back a couple of rows. And then we've got stone and glass and sand and clay and terracotta here. This is our 3x3 crafting. This one clearly is not. You can see this one only needs 6, but this is anything that really needs the whole crafting grid to create. So things like fishing poles and TNT and cake, those sorts of things are being crafted out here. Oof. We've got our sunny quartz and red quartz here with plans for the other quartz next to it. And then this wing we have our metamorphic stones here. It's pretty much turned off. We're using the plain stone, I believe is the one we have the most of. And we use very little of it. So yeah. And that the plain stone is used for one of the runes in this pack. And then we have a special orchid Petrum. It's from the Morkids mod, and this brings about all these other lovely blocks that we are collecting. All right, inside up above, we go up. Up here we are making packed ice. It looks like we have a blue ice there. Packed ice and the different kinds of grass. So we've got dry grass, which is infused. Any of the Botania grasses, when they're harvested with a weight lens, turns into a dry grass. And then we've got regular grass and mycelium. And then we just have a spot for dirt because sometimes these aren't changed over. So we have them, so we try to keep a certain supply on hand. That's what these are for. So there you go. I think that's everything. I think that's everything. Oh, well, we have Ender Air automated. Ender Air is where you click bottles in the end, and they fill up with Ender Air. So we have that being done automatically as well. So yeah. How are we doing on mana tablets? Are we holding steady at 64? We are. Which, by the way, remember when I was wondering where my mana tablets were all going and we were crafting some? Yeah, I found it. One of the mana pools that I hadn't checked did not have an upgrade in the storage drawer that it was filling, and so they were just piling up on the mana pool. Oops. Once that was fixed, we had a whole bunch of mana tablets. Yay! This is my TerraSteel automation. Click a button, and in no time at all, we have TerraSteel. So that's about it, I think. Anyway. Over here we have our Terra Shatterer. It is working towards double S. Every so often when I have a bunch of mana, I chuck it in over here and it just goes. By the way, don't copy this setup. It's broken. It needs to be flipped the other way, because it just... If I throw my Terra Shatterer in there, it just uses up all the mana. I thought I had it set up so that it would not request mana tablets when this was under 64. But it also requests when the mana pool drops down to empty. So even if the mana pool drops down to empty, it's ignoring if it has 64 or not. I don't feel like redoing this because we're so close to SS now that when I have a ton of mana, it's gonna be no big deal. Just chuck it in there anyway. It really isn't a big deal now, but yeah, this was flawed. This setup is flawed. So don't do it. Anyway, we left off over here with our... Uh-oh, we need to, we need to light this up. Let's get some mana glass. Hello there, Mr. Creeper. Goodbye there, Mr. Creeper. Okay. We're gonna light it up with, mana glass because that way it will prevent spawning. Stop it. Go away. So this extra bit will keep wool in here. Yeah. Ooh. Alright, so that should be better. Ooh. So much fun to watch. And it's filling up our wool supply. Nice, 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 nice. So our next thing will be to craft the spectral lotus. To do that, we need to do pixie dust. I'm not going to do that today. But that is our next step. We need to automate the Alpine portal. The spectral lotus is this recipe right here. We have everything else crafting. We just need to do the pixie dust. And then we'll be able to craft 1 an hour. And we need to get the automation for the flower requesting too. And we did that in our test world. If you watched a couple of weeks ago, we do need to set up the on-off for the farm if we don't have enough wool, if we run out of white wool. It's unlikely to happen, but it is possible. And for that, we're going to need a few repeaters, comparators. Oh, we need some slime blocks. Observers. I think slime blocks is the only thing we don't have. Am I crafting slime? I'm not sure. So let's just grab a stack of cactus and go from there. We need you. I missed one of the mana generators, guys. In my tour, I missed this guy. My slime farm. I have a slime farm. With Narslimus that are consuming them to make more mana. I have all the things running almost. We're getting there. Ever so slowly. We're getting there. 38 is not going to be enough. I might need to make more. We'll see. In my setup on my screen, I've got 5 slime blocks here. I have so much other garbage in my inventory that I probably don't need. Do I only have 1 observer? Oh, I need more of those. Okay. I really need to put an index over there. And we're gonna do this number. Oops. Great. Alright, so the check that we're putting in down here will be this guy here. Needs to be turned around. Alright. And I have that there. Okay, so on this side is a sticky piston that I didn't bring with me. Let's make ourselves a sticky piston. All right. And then behind it was the comparator. Do I have comparators with me or just repeaters? All right, down here we need 2 comparators, one here and one going into it. First one's going to be our wool check, and I need to grab a piece of white wool. And we will need to get Corporea over here before it can see it. And then this other one, we need a pot and a sapling. And this one in the pack gives us a signal strength of 12? Yes, it gives us a signal strength of 12. Alright, so this, what it does is, if it doesn't have enough, which would be right now, it'd have these two, all of this would be pulled back. Should get the Corporea down here. And if it doesn't have enough, then it will not be able to oh, this is what stops that, and that's where we need another piece of slime block. It retracts this block, which when the farm finishes harvesting the wool would come down here. If this is retracted, it won't request to continue the farm. It'll stop the farm, essentially. So it won't request wool again. That make sense? And when it does have enough wool, it pushes this observer into the repeater, which triggers the farm again. Okay. We also need to make sure the board is cleared. So if for some weird reason there's a couple of pieces of wool up here because it requested a process and it didn't have all the wool it needed, so there's just like 15 wool sitting on the board, we need to clear the board. So that is what this is going to be. We need 2 repeaters, right, like that. All right, so let's make a slime block first, because we need to connect all of that together, and then we need to get mana down there. Let's see about getting, not mana, Corporea network down there. And then we need some funnels. We 2 funnels, 1 interceptor, and some item frames. Probably need more than 1 tiny potato, come to think of it. Alright, so the tiny potatoes are our Corporea. It's there, so I'm wondering if we can do one here. Aha! There we go, it reached. So then our 2 funnels, this is going to be wireless redstone, so we don't have to just drag a line all the way over there. That's what this is for. That's really it. So we're going to do, let's just put a piece of redstone in here. No, it needs to be something that's not in the network. Torches are not in the network. And they probably never will be. So we'll do that. Torches. All right, and then over here we need that need to be repeaters there, you think? An interceptor. And this interceptor needs to be configured to the same thing those two funnels are, which is a torch. Alright. So what this is doing is, to clear the board, is it's requesting a torch from the network, which doesn't exist. There's no torches in the network. I could name an item here, and that would work too, because it would be looking for a torch with the name, whatever. I know I'll never have torches in the network. There's no reason for me to put torches in the network. So we've got, it's requesting a torch. It can't find a torch, so this interceptor intercepts the request and sends a 2-tick pulse. That's all it does. And that 2-tick pulse is going to work for us. It's going to trigger these two, which will clear the board. So it'll do that when we can request, when it's empty, when it doesn't have enough, and then all of a sudden it does, and when it's been retracted because it didn't have enough. So when it, each time, so just make sure the board is clear. Right now it's currently busy, which is why that block is retracted, so it doesn't try and request more wool. And once the wool is no longer on the pressure plate, it comes back. So when this comes around, it'll be able to request again. So you can watch it come down. See how fast that was? Yep, we have 43,000 wool, so I'm really not worried about running out of wool at the moment. We do need to get mana over here, and soon. So there's that. We need to get mana over there. Just trying to clear a bit of my inventory here. I have no idea what Hermes has found to play with. What are you playing with there, sweetie? Oh, he's playing with a post-it note that looks a little wrinkled up, so it's getting stuck on his paw, and then he's getting shaken in his paw and then chasing it. Okay then. Clearly, Mommy's toys that she has everywhere aren't good enough. All right. So for the Spectral Lotus. Yeah, we'll wait to hook up mana until we've got the Spectral Lotus over here, because what I'll do is I'll have the Spectral Lotus probably right here. And we can have it bound to a mana spreader that points downward into a mana pool, which will feed mana that way. See, this one's recessive. That's my problem. I need to get mana into that. I think... Do I have a spark tinkerer? I do not. I should make one. What do I need for it? I think if I put this guy... Elementium redstone, living rock. I left all the stuff I had over there. Uh-huh. Oh, and I also need... I need a dominant spark. And that needs... I don't think I have any of that. Yeah. Let's get a mana pearl. Okay. And I'm pretty certain that I've got an hourglass over there. What I'm wondering is if I squeeze it in there, if it's going to trigger those corporea, that corporea interceptor, which I don't want to happen. Hourglass is in here. See, because if I can put it there, perhaps, and put the hourglass under it. Whoops, let's fix that. No, I should not have picked you up. Guess we'll find out in a moment. In 30 seconds if it'll trigger the interceptor or not. We don't want it to. Did not. Yay! Alright. Right now this is going to be really wonky because it's pulling mana from all of these and emptying them, so that's really dumb, but... yeah. Might want to just turn it off. Do I have a way of turning it off? This should do it. And when I turn it on, it'll automatically do this thing. Okay. So yeah, until we can get some mana over here. So I just keep thinking, is there a way to get mana from this down there? It's clearly too far away at the moment. But if I had a pool within range that had a tinker with a dominant spark and then a blank. That could work as long as the blank one was only blank timed to when this one was dominant, because then it would be dominant when this is recessive, so we wouldn't have a backward flow of mana, and that would be just our temporary solution. I need to make another dominant spark and a tinkerer, but let's get this figured out first. All right, oh, it's awfully dark under here. Where do I have any other areas that are problems? Will they spawn on slime blocks, you think? Okay, I think there. All right. So this is the pool we want to try to get it to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is the distance this way that it can go, which puts us in this range. We should be fine. Let's see here, because it puts us here. And that is definitely within range of that one. All right. So if we did a pool here with a spark, it should connect to that one over there. Yes. Okay. So let's go get another spark tinkerer and another dominant spark. Woo! Alright. Let's do this request again. And then we need won't this be nice when we have the Alpine portal automated? We won't have to do that stuff ourselves either. Alright, let's figure out the right order for this. Down here. Break you out, put the hourglass in. You are currently on recessive. When it's recessive, this one needs to be dominant. But I need to keep an eye on this. How are we gonna do that? Okay, it just flipped. It's now dominant. No, it's dominant. It's recessive now. I can't see either one from where it needs to be. So this one is switched to dominant. That one should switch over now. Oof, it's taking too long. I can kind of see it. Alright, so you should be filling your recessive right now. There it goes. Not too far off there. Why didn't you... You flipped. Why didn't you switch? Oh, it did. I'm just... My world is so slow right now that visually I didn't see it switch. Okay, so you are recessive again. That's right. These should be filling up eventually here. Okay, what are we doing? What do we got going on? You should be filling up when it's dominant. It should be filling up here. And it should be... When this is dominant... Yeah, that one should be blank. I think we're going the right way here. It's currently filling it up. It's going in a loop is what I'm thinking, because when it's... When it's blank... Dominant and dominant, so it's not doing anything currently. Now that one is dominant. And it's draining this one. But it's probably pulling from all of those. And we don't want that. So we might need to change this up a bit and make a whole bunch of dominant ones and put them on all of the pools we want to stay full. And then we'd have to change what these are doing in order for that to... Because it's pulling, I think it's pulling mana out of these. I mean, they're full currently. But what happens when this is dominant? Yeah, it's pulling it out of these. We don't want that. We're gonna need to make 26 dominant sparks because we totally don't want that. Or 26. We need 27 because there's one here. Okay. Mana steals. That's all right. Dominant sparks go. Okay. All right. And now to fill those up, this needs to have a moment where it is without a spark. So when it's at dominant, it can't feed the other pools, but it can pull from that one. And then when it's blank, this one should be recessive when it's blank. And if I recall correctly, when I was over here, I could see that one, so we need to really tweak. We need to tweak it. All right, it's at recessive. Dang it. We need to do that because it's now dominant. We need it to be. No, that's right. Just visual delay. Getting to a point that I'm just going loopy here. Anyway, this is empty because it's trying to pull from this pool, and this pool currently doesn't have... Oh wait, that's not true. You're connected. So that should be alright. Are you full? No. Why? Why aren't you full? Oh. I think I know why now. It can only fill up from pools that don't have augments on them when they're dominant. But to get mana to this pool, it needs to be dominant at some point to pull from that one. Maybe just dominant and blank. So they're both blank at the moment, right? No. They're both dominant at the moment. That shouldn't be right either. Okay. Are you filling up? No. This is so out of sync is the problem. So out of sync. Whatever. To make it a lot easier, I should just run redstone to them both. So that they both fire at the same time. I really should. Yeah. Okay. I need more torches on me, don't I? Yep, there. And then this one also needs the same treatment. All right. Okay. And now we're gonna just come out. Like that. That won't work, will it? It needs to be a repeater out of these guys. Okay. It should currently be on... we'll make you dominant. Oh, here. You dominant. And this one should be blank. And then when that one is dominant, okay. I just need to alternate being dominant, I think. And I think it's just gonna push it back and forth between these two, which I guess isn't a bad thing either. Oh, whatever. I'm not gonna obsess over it any further. My brain is turning to mush, guys. Absolute mush. All right. This is gonna turn it back on and it's gonna be able to go. This is something that I could just stand and watch, I think. Approximately just over 5 stacks of all of them, I think. Yeah, relatively consistent there. Yeah. This is definitely more entertaining than just shearing a bunch of colored sheep. I do have to say that. Yep. So there we are. I think we're done for the day, though. I need to get out of this chair. It's killing me. But I'll be back to next weekend. Woohoo! Next weekend, we will automate the Alpine portal and crafting of the Spectral Lotus and get the Spectral Lotus running. So yeah, and we'll be able to probably do the Cake-a-Maris really quickly because we already have cake crafting and we already have, and we'll have the Alpine Portal running. And those are the two things that are needed for the Cake-a-Maris. See, we have that. Oh wait, Rune of Spring. We have everything. We just need to, I just need to set this up. I should write that down. I'll do that before next weekend. I'll get the Rune of Spring auto crafting because we've already got auto crafting for all of this, so I'm not concerned. And then we should do the kick. Yep, because we already have Gluttony going from the Munch Dew. And then we'll have Pixie Dust because we need it for the Spectral Lotus. So yep, then we'll be able to do the Cake-a-Maris. We can remove this guy. And the Paint Slinger. So we'll get those two knocked out this next weekend, I think. How's that sound? I think I'm pretty thrilled with that. So I hope you enjoyed. I sure did. I love how far we've come in this pack, and we're approaching a few of the complicated flowers. The Shulk-Me-Not and the Dandelion. Yeah, relatively complicated. We need to do a chorus fruit farm. Yep, chorus fruit and the cellular blocks for the Dandelion. And we have the Rafflesia yet. So yeah, complicated flowers coming our way. But we're almost done with the Spectral Lotus. We'll get the Cake-a-Maris set up. Probably over on that side of the world. Yeah. The Shulk-Me-Not will be over here on this area, over on this side. So yeah. Well, that'll be it for me, folks. Take care. Have a great rest of your great start to your week, and I will see you next Saturday. Take care. Bye.